Okay. I hope my voice is very clear, right? No background noise, no nothing. Is it? Everyone?
Yes, sir. Voice
Yeah,
is
it's clear here.
Very clear now? Okay, perfect. Thanks for the information. And just give me a minute. Let me set my mic more clear to you. Yeah. Okay. So I'm using ChatGPT for my learning here. Okay. So even today's session, this is actually not a webinar. Most of the students been asking like what is Dynamo, or else like how do I start my career into the BIM automation. And sir, I have few questions, and I keep on getting calls. What is that? What is this? So what should I learn first? So what is the job scope, and what is the salary, and what kind of a companies like need? For example, if I upskill myself, so what should I learn here? Okay, so there are plenty of questions actually. So every time explaining the same before, I mean, see, until unless you satisfy with the trainer questions, look, like we generally don't not happy to enroll for any course. This is very important. And as well as you should be exactly aligned with the trainer if you wish to learn something. Am I true? Am I true? Not you actually. The trainer supposed to align with the students. Am I true? True? Huh? True or not? Hmm? So, uh, like, this is what mostly not happening with, in my experiences, I've seen, I have very bad experiences with the tutors, my tutors. Like when I started my journey into this automation, I have very bad experiences and bad suggestions. Okay, I've done many mistakes while I learn, and it has taken me long days uh, to to come to this stage. Okay, fine. So I don't want you to like do the same mistakes. I mean, if you're learning, okay, in your learning career, or else if you, I mean, I have wasted around like most, I've seen most of the students, they're wasting their time on uh, upskilling themselves into this. Okay, well, so I'm just using today we are going to discuss these topics. These are very important topics in the, not only in Dynamo, actually, for every programming language. For example, you are not a programmer, but if you want to automate something, but you don't know like how to do exactly. So in that case, I have written here some steps. I have written it's a step. Okay, data type is the first step, and understanding the anatomy of a node, it is a second step. So node finding, it is a third step. So fourth step, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th. So we have 10 steps actually. You are, so to reach every step, it takes some time. Seriously, I mean, you have to struggle a lot. But here I'm here to clear those struggles. I'm here to clear those struggles completely. Okay, fine. Just give me just one more minute. Let me remind everyone that the webinar has started, and we'll just continue. Just give me a minute. Okay, just give me a minute. Let me remind everyone. Okay, then I'll be back. Meanwhile, if you have any questions, use chat box. How long the session last? One, huh? Just a minute. Start the recording again. Okay, so let, let this be. So these are the important key concepts actually. Except that, like I'm asking, I mean, if I miss anything, if I'm like self-learner, so what I do, I'm just asking like act as a Revit Dynamo developer. This is actually prompt engineering. We are we are planning to offer the same, like what is a prompt engineering, guys. If you are into the BIM, even though you don't have a programming experience, there is a futuristic AI concept called prompt engineering. Okay, is going to be boom in every sector: construction, software, like design part, or any sector, because automation is in everywhere, like even in the sales there is an automation. Okay, so we are planning to add that, which is around like 5 to 10 hours course. And this is completely AI expert, a completely artificial intelligence expert will be a part of this training, and he is going to provide like 10 hours training. We are expecting it's like actually 10 hours. It is for our students. Okay, it is especially for our students. Like actually, this training is for 60 hours. To learn this Dynamo, it is a 60 hours actually. So including the 60, I mean, sorry, excluding the 60. So the 10 hours, like 5 to 10 hours is going to be added on the prompt engineering. If you've done the prompt engineering, if you know how to ask uh, a question, okay, like prompt is nothing but like a question. So let's say called question engineering. So if you know how to ask a question, you'll get what you exactly needed, what you exactly want to see something. Okay, now here I asked, act as a Revit Dynamo developer. Please do provide the important key concept which I have missed except this. So these are the key concept so far as, I mean, like so far I know. Okay, but whenever I ask this, no, if I ask like in a different way, it won't return these things. It really won't return the same thing. Now it is giving us entirely. Here are some additional important key concepts that are useful when working with the Dynamo. Variable and scope, very good, correct. Conditional and loops, very, very perfect. String manipulation, damn. Math and expressions, very important. Error handling, very, very. I haven't explained these all this year. Okay, so these are actually subtopics in these, like anatomy of a node. So under error handling, okay, I'm sorry, error handling under this node behaviors. Okay, so working with Revit elements under filtering. Okay, so coordinates and geometry under the data types. We have a lot. So these are some sort of a key concepts again. So if I keep on asking, can you list out? I'm just changing the question here. Please do provide the important key concepts. Let's say 30 key concepts. I'm asking, I need 30 key concepts. Okay, let me copy all this data. I need this. Okay, I just need this. Well, okay, I'll do one thing. Yeah, 30. Let me copy this completely instead of disturbing this. I'm asking. Let me mute everyone. Act as a Revit Dynamo developer. Please to provide the important another 30 key concepts. Another 30 key concepts which I have missed, except this, except about this or something. Well, let's say click done here. Element parameters, coordinates transformation, mathematical operations, and it'll give you like 30 of. So it means like, the way you're asking, it's giving you the right way. I mean, you don't need any documentation part. You don't need anything. Okay. So let me simplify this more. 30 key concept which I have missed except this. Okay, fine. So I just edit this question. Like what I do, act as a Revit Dynamo developer. So why I'm adding all, I mean, this text before every question, because this is like communicating. Now, for example, I mean, two guys have met, though, I mean, irrespective of their designations or their work profiles or whatever, they don't know I mean, they don't know each other professions. Then how do you communicate? It's very tough, no? So now you are telling that, array, if you want to talk to me as a carpenter or talk to me as so and so. Okay. So act as a Dynamo developer. I'm saying that if you want to talk to me as a Revit Dynamo developer. So simple. So now whatever you ask, every single answer that you are going to get, which is in terms of in the context of Revit Dynamo developer. If you ask anything, even if you ask to, I mean, if you ask a cat image, it will give you the code in terms of Revit Dynamo. Okay, so that is what. Now I'm clearly saying that. Now, if you want to write an email, so I say that act as a brilliant copywriter or email writer, whatever, because I want to write an email. Okay, so this is how it is. Now, act as a Revit Dynamo developer. Could you please explain? Could you please explain every single key concept with, let me mute everyone. Okay, in every single concept um, with an example and a detailed explanation. Just asking, like, basically, with the simple terms. Now, I'd be happy to explain each concept with an example and detailed explanation or providing the detailed explanation. Okay, fine. Now it's asking, now it's asking what you want me to explain here. So let me take these 7 key concepts, edit this, and hit enter, submit. So it's like how to play with example, and it is giving you an example and with a detailed explanation. This is what. Okay, so I mean, I just want to, anyways, like, we are deviating the topic. So these are the concepts. I hope everyone has arrived. Still waiting for few more candidates. Okay, anyways, stop this. And today, no more bunky stuff. Like, I don't want to discuss any accepting, since I understand, even though, like, you are on a, I mean, I don't want to waste your time today. So I want to provide you a basic information, not the basic info. I mean, of course, it's like a basic information on every single concept we have in a Dynamo. Okay. So the first one is like a data type. How many of you are new to Dynamo here? Can you please text in the chat box? If you are new, just to text like new. I mean, if you've been trying to learn from like how many months or years, just mention that, like 1 month, 2 months, or 3 months. I just want to know. Simple. We don't have a time. We have only 1 minute. We have only 1 minute. Maximum. Everyone are like new here. Very good. Okay. Very good. Very good. New. All are new. Okay. Fine. So if you are very new to this, Dynamo, to be frank, it is very easy if you understand these key concepts. Okay, this is the first time, like, I'm explaining all these concepts in the webinar. Generally, I don't disclose all this stuff. Okay, like, due to some, the management has decided, okay, let them know what are the things in the Dynamo and how do they start learning by themselves, or else let them approach if they uh, I mean, if they like to join a training program, whatever. Okay, so if you don't want to waste your months and years, just come and join, I mean, the training program. Okay, well, so the first topic is, I mean, anyways, let me get into the practical thing. This is a Dynamo interface. So whenever I open, like, let me, you don't need any external installation, the first part. Okay, whenever you install the Revit, whenever you install the Revit, it comes with the Revit installation. You don't need any, what happened? Okay, fine. Let it sit here. Let that sit here. Let me drag that here. Let's come in. This is hmm. Okay. So that's there in the manage and in the visual programming panel. So we have a programming panel also that's called macros. Generally, we call it as a macros, but in terms of coding, like, for the developers, it is a programming. This is a programming and this is a visual program. There is a difference. So when I click on macro manager, so this kind of an like a pop-up comes, and when I click on a create module, and it is asking, oh, if you're a programmer, so which language that you wish to go with? Then I can say like I know Python because Python is a very easiest language. Let's say I want to delete all the duplicates which are overlapping each other. So delete duplicates and write description or something. Let's click OK. Now it will open another application which is hidden, which is called a hidden application. It has opened in another screen. Let me drag that. This is the one, like sharp develop. So if I want to write any code, I can write it. And see, my content is like a delete duplicates. So if I don't know how to write, I can use chat GPT like open AI, artificial intelligence. I'll ask ChatGPT, act as a Revit C# add-in developer. I need a code to delete the duplicate elements like lighting fixtures. I just want to check. By mistake, I have like copy paste in the same locations, but I don't know like how to delete those. Could you please help me? So there are some sort of a like in a very polite way, or else like very angrily. You can ask like anything. Okay, so there are different tones to ask. There are different ways to ask. Okay, so if you ask in a right way, it will definitely give you the right code. Or else, if it is giving you the logic, then you have to customize here and there and get that done. Okay, so this is for the programmers. But when it comes to the engineering field, if you're a BIM modeler or coordinator or a BIM designer or Revit or else you just designer. So you don't have any coding experience. That is the reason. The Autodesk have an idea like they have released like a visual programming. This is a programming to play with the macros. You need like any language, but even though you don't know any coding background or you don't have any coding knowledge, not experience, at least knowledge, still you can play with a tool and you can automate something. It's called Dynamo. So simple in a simple terms. Okay. So to play with the Dynamo, you don't need any code. You don't need any like Python language. You don't need any C# language. To be frank, like if I want to store a value in a variable, a equal to 10, you don't need this, even a basic stuff also, to play with the Dynamo. Seriously. Okay. So when I just click on the Dynamo, it is already open. That is the reason it is in the grayed out. Let me open this. So this is like this. This is a application. Okay. And this is not an application actually. This is a browser. It's like a Chrome browser. Like how we have a like Google Chrome, how we have a Microsoft Internet Explorer. This is just like a browser. That is the reason which is we call it as a very lightweight, and it doesn't have any graphics, nothing. Okay. So when I click new, so this is my interface. Now, if you are very new, you don't know how to play with, you don't know how to start with. Array, Baba, I opened Dynamo very successfully for the first time, but I don't know how to like start with. I don't have any ideas. So what should I do? What should I do? Um, let me get all the counts of elements like the lighting fixtures. Okay, if you want to get all the lighting fixtures, okay, how do you ask Dynamo now? There are some key concepts. It is called node finding. Let me show you where is that. That's called node finding. Okay, it's called you. Okay, fine. So these are called node finding. Node finding in the sense you are asking something. I want this. I want that. I want to get all the elements. I want to get all the lights in the model. And no. In the lights, I want L1 type of lights. No, I want L2 type of lights. How many lights are there? And how many L2 lights are there in the level 3? How many L2 lights are connected to a circuit? How many columns were placed? And how many like walls been painted, or how many floors or slabs or whatever it's been like like connected with the columns. So you have a lot of questions. but you don't know how to ask something. You don't know how to ask someone. So there are some key concepts which we have like designed to understand like how to ask exactly. That is under node finding. That is under node finding. Very simple stuff like how to play with the node finding is, let me explain you very clearly. There are two strategies. There are two strategies. So what you're going to play with, you have to type that. For example, I want to play with element. I'll type element. I'll type element. Very simple. So I'm having sort of questions here. But this is very less, I mean, when I type element, which is giving me only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 are default. You can't change it to 30. You can't change it to 40. So we don't use this in our training. Useless. Let's say Control F. Control F. Now I'll type element. When I type element. So when I'm typing element, these are the nodes that I have that I can play with the elements. That I can play with an elements. Oh my goodness. If you count, these are around like 500 to 1000 in between. So if I want to play with an elements, these are the options I have in the Dynamo. Okay, fine. No, I want to play with the string. No. I want to play with the points. Let's say I want to play with the points. Oh, these many nodes are there to play with the points. Very good. I want to create a view template. Let me check view templates. Oh, so 1, 2, 3. I have around 20 to 25 nodes, which I can, like play with the view templates. No, I want to play with the sheets. I want to play it. Oh, these many. So I mean, if you want to create a work sets, let's say type work set. Oh, these are the nodes we have. Okay. So every single thing, if you want to play with, we have a set of nodes. So now you understand. Okay, when I type work sets, when I type work sets, collect work set. Oh, what does it do? When I hover the cursor on the node name, which is giving sort of a description, you no need to panic. I mean, if you don't know, it won't affect your model or nothing. Just simply place the node and hover the cursor on the node name, and it will give you a text description. Returns all the user workset and their names in the document. Okay. So whatever the worksets that you have in the model, it is explaining you exactly over there. Okay, it'll get everything. So here you will get worksets, and here you will get as a names. What is the difference? Both are same, no workset in the same, nothing but like a names, worksets. So when I just click on the name, run, I don't have any worksets. I don't have any names, nothing. Let me create one workset and see. Here, no. I don't have any worksets here. It's a shared level, and because this is not a worksheet model, yeah, fine. Let's check BIM error, right? Let's say BIM error underscore. No. I'll use my standards error underscore. Let's say walls. Okay, and hit enter. Error underscore light. Lighting fixtures or something. Let's say enter. Let's click OK. No, leave the dasters. Now, forward the question. So if I copy paste this, now let me select the customer. Now it's giving me, don't get panic again here. Okay, we have a two different set of boxes. We generally call it as a box or something. For your understanding, I'm just explaining in a very like uh, spoon feeding method. So this is a box and this is a box. So this box saying it's like a work set one, shade levels and grids. So here era walls, it is a name. Era lighting fixtures, it is a name, but these are not the names here. Oh, Autodesk dot Revit dot DB dot workset dot. Okay, so what are all those? It's called dot notation. I'm going to explain you in today's session what is a dot notation. It's a very very important concept to learn. Okay, to understand. Okay, um, erase all the drawings. Let's say, okay, I'm done. I'm done with this. Okay, collect work sets. No, whatever. Element dot set work set. Oh, is it? So what it does, if I get some elements and connect the work set to it, all the elements which I've connected to this work set will be applied successfully. So I can, for example, there are any ducts, I can get the ducts and connect to the duct work set. If I have any walls, so get all the elements and connect this to this and select the work set and connect this to this. So all the elements will be connected, I mean, set to this particular work set. Is it? Okay. Work sets dot create. Oh, if I don't have any work sets, when I'm connecting some names to it, it will create the work sets. Fine. Let me show you some example. Okay. Don't ask me why I'm doing all the syntax something. Okay. So uh, B era underscore ducks. This is syntax actually. Okay. You don't ask me now because you'll be learning in a era underscore, let's say trace or something. I'm just creating some dummy. Okay. So I have some set of names. When I connected these names to this, so these are created. These were created like, the two. And if I go and check, that's it. See, error ducts and error trace. So whatever, I have connected here, which is creating the work sets. Very simple. They select work sets dot rename. If I connected any wrong work sets, I can name those. No, not exactly like a ducts, not a cable trace. I mean, it's not a trace, it is a cable trace. So these are the new names. So I have to connect the work sets, the respective work sets, and assign the new names to it. Simple. All elements at work set. These are like I'm getting all the elements of a particular work set. These are just a strategy. You have to understand what it does. No one will come and sit next to you and explain what is what and everything. You have to go through with some sort of a rules. Those rules are this. So the first concept is where, I mean, like the node finding. Successfully, you found the name, the same node what you're exactly looking for. So same node exactly what you're looking for. Now, the second challenge is how to connect the inputs to it. Very idiotic, the people, do the mistakes. They don't know what to connect. They keep on connecting that there's everything and Rivet getting stuck. Seriously, I've seen many examples like, sir, when I connect this to this, it's giving me, it's getting hang, sir. I know the reason. Are idiot, it is expecting element. You have connected something else. It is expecting something, but you have connected something else. Now the biggest problem is node finding. And you are aware of like what is a node finding? Not it. I'll explain you some of the strategies how to find the node and but anyways, let me show you here. Let me copy. I have already created a PPT and sent everyone on the WhatsApp. Yeah. Okay. This is the one. So node finding. Very simple thing. There are some simple strategies. Okay. Let me ask you. Oh, I did a mistake here. Okay, so fine. Anyways, let me explain you. Levels dot create. If I want to create any levels dot create. Okay, spaces dot create. Okay, if I want to create any spaces. So worksets dot create, views dot create, line style dot create, areas dot create, viewports dot create. Can you guess what is the common point in all this? What is the common point in all this? What is that? Creator.
It's a dot.
Dot create.
Create word.
Very good.
Dot
Very good.
create.
Dot
Yeah.
create. Dot create. Okay. So there are two answers for this question. Actually, the first one is a dot. and second one is a create. Okay, let me show you PPT. So we have a three set of stuff, guys. Okay, so the first one is the creation. So these are called actually behaviors. Okay, so like we have only three kind of a behaviors for every coding language. Okay, if you want to learn any language, or else if you want to play with any like coding terms, there are only three terms. We don't have any at least like 10, 20, 30. No, we have only three. Okay, so if you understand these three, you're almost about you're about to done with your training in a 10% and out of 100. Okay, so what is the 10 is understanding what the node is expecting and how to, the way you mold the question. Now here, I want to play with something which it doesn't have in the model. No, it means like I have an empty I have an empty project. I want to start something. If you open a if you create a first project, what do you do generally? You're from architectural background. Let's say, what is your first step? If you create a project, if you open a project, new project, what is your first step? What do you create?
Creating template.
If it is a new project, template selection, yeah,
Need
correct.
to
What is it? For example, when I'm just control press N, it's giving me like two options, project and project template. So when I just click on construction template, so what I do generally, I'll draw the labels. True?
Yeah, first we need to draw the level and then we need to set the units.
Units, and we'll set like go to the manage and the project units. I'll set the project units and set the elevations and draw the grids in the floor plan or whatever. Correct. So we need some information. So whatever you are going, if you don't have something and you want to create, there are sort of scripts which exactly for that purpose. Those are called constructors nodes. Constructors. Okay, we'll call this a, it's called as a constructor. Constructor in the sense like creating something. Creating something. Okay, this is the first kind of a behavior. And the second kind of a behavior is you already have something in your model, but it has to be changed. For example, like initial discussion with my project manager. So he said from the level 0 to level 1, it is like 3,800. Then later on, he changed it to 3,800, 3,850. So you are not creating a new stuff. You're playing with the existing stuff. You just like moving some sort, you're just giving some sort of an action to it. It's called moving a 3,800, that particular element, to the 3,850. True? Correct? Are you creating, do you delete the old level and create a new level at 3,850? No, right? No, right? Huh? No. Is your answer yes?
No.
No. Correct. Oh, kid also answering. Okay. Okay. So this is, those set of nodes we generally called as an action nodes. Okay, or else we'll call it as a methods. Create, action, and what is a query? This is what is a question mark here. I'm already having something. I don't want to disturb the model at all, but I want to extract some information. I don't need anything. I just need some sort of a data, whether it is true or not. I want to cross check. Or else like I have 10,000 elements in the model and I want to check all the parameter. For one single parameter, I want to check, the values are assigned or not. If I miss any, like the value assigned to a particular parameter, so I want to assign something. Okay, so for that sake, we will be using it's a sort of nodes called query nodes. Okay, so what do you mean by query nodes? It is extracting some information. Simple, extracting some information. Now there are three simple terms. Let me show you how it will be in the Dynamo. This is the way it looks like. If you go to any, let me open the Dynamo and show. I don't want to open this. If you notice this, green color text, the green color one with a plus symbol and the zap symbol and the question mark. Next to the UV plus question mark. We don't have any methods over there. Any actions over there. Creation and a query. Creation and a query. Creation and query. Go whatever, like creation, action, and query. So these nodes will help you to create something. If you don't have anything in the model, and if you want to create, like I want to create a loft, I want to create I want to revolve something. I want to use, I want to create a union, or else, okay, I want to create a sphere. I know some sort of a points. So when I hover the cursor on it, next to the text which is showing a pop-up, and it is saying fit a sphere as close as possible to the input points. If you connect any points to it, it will understand and it will create a sphere. Simple. By center point radius. Okay, if you connect a center point, and if you give us point information and say the radius, it will create a sphere again. Okay, so by 4 points, if you connect 4 points, it will create a sphere. Okay, so this is how it is exactly working. It is creating something. And when I hover the cursor on this, return the center point of the sphere. Oh, return the center point of the sphere. You already have a sphere and you want me to get the center point of that. Oh, okay, fine. Radius. Return the radius of the sphere. Oh, you already have a sphere and I want to get the radius of it. So I hope you understand now. So there are three different behaviors in every programming language, not only Dynamo. Understand this. Okay. So keep this in mind. If you are about to ask something clearly, there are some sort of a terms that you are going to learn in the training. Okay. So those terms, if you understand how to ask, done almost. You have got like what you're exactly asking for. Okay, what you're actually looking for. So those terms you're going to learn in the training part. Okay, so the node finding. So here we have a dot, here we have a dot, but here we don't have a dot. Here I 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 don't have a dot. There are few methods. So if you are asking something by putting a dot next to it, which won't work at all. So there are four more different strategies to get get the nodes exactly you're asking for. Those four you'll be learning in a training part. This is the first node finding. So once you find the node successfully, uh, this is easiest concept, to be frank. But when it comes to connecting the inputs, hurry, this has two inputs. Okay, this has three inputs. This has only one input. Very clear. These has two inputs. These has two inputs. Oh my goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 inputs. If you connect something wrong, one input wrong, then this node won't work. What does it mean? Like, even though if you have that script you have that node, if you don't know how to connect the right inputs, what is the use of having those nodes in your uh, Dynamo? Understand? Connecting the inputs are really, really important. Okay, so like how do you exactly connect all the inputs? Very, very important stuff. To understand this, you have to go through with the data types concept. If any input that is expecting, it won't go beyond all this. Either it is expecting an integer, either it is expecting a double, either it is expecting a string or boolean or null or any element, whether it's a wall or windows or lighting fixtures, it could be anything. It is expecting something. It is expecting something, and these are called data types. In the these are called primitive data types. Up to here, these are called primitive data types. These are called primitive data types actually. Okay, so So these are like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 data types we have, and these are called primitive, and these are application specific data types. Application specific, like it's, I mean, Revit.elements.wall. I mean, if you are going to play with any other visual programming tools from the different perspective, no, you can't see all this. This Revit.elements.wall is a part of Revit only, not of Navisworks. You can use the same visual programming, you can use the same Dynamo in the Navisworks also if you have. Okay, I mean, in future we can expect. In that time, so instead of Revit, it would be Navis. It would be like Navis, whatever, Navis works or Navis or whatever it is. Navis.elements.wall, or else like if it is a civil 3D dot elements dot lighting fixtures, it could be anything. Okay, so these are called application specific data types. Now you have to understand what is the input actually expecting. Now remember again, so since like we have a how we have three different like terminologies, like how we have three different kind of behaviors. Okay, um to ask something or to play with something, like even when you hover the cursor on any input, again you have a three different kind of an inputs. I mean, like hints, not inputs. Like there are three different kind of hints. So you have to use those hints, like treasure hunt, like the treasure hunt game. So you have sort of a hints. So whenever you hover the cursor on any input type, so there is a like message over there. That message could be a description. That message like could be a description, or that message could be a data type, or that message could be a default value. So these three different, the hints, like the treasure hunt hints, are allowing you to enter the right input, correct the right input to the input one. You understand? For example, so this is expecting an element. It is very clear. It is asking an element. Okay. Now I say select model element. Select model element. See, this is asking an element. I am having an element here. So when I connect simply this element to this element, simple. That's it. If it is asking a parameter name and I can't connect element to the parameter name, then it's wrong. Then it is wrong because it is expecting a parameter name and it is returning an element. So the simple strategy behind this is, if I cut every node into the two parts, I hate black, no? There is all the points. Choose color, let's say green. Huh? Right. So if I cut every single node into the two parts, the left hand side we called as an input, the right hand side we called as an output. So here we called as an inputs, and here we called as an output. So output should exactly match with the input. Then only the both, I mean, the data can be exchanged from one to one. If I'm expecting something, I will allow only an inputs. I mean, only the elements. Please connect only the element to me. Please connect the parameter name. Please connect any level. Please connect any work set to me. So this is what I'm asking. This is how I'm asking actually. Is it clear? So whatever this is expecting, you have to connect exactly the same to it. And you don't have different type of an inputs again. These are the only inputs you have. Integer like double or string or boolean or null, anything. Okay, so if you want to understand what are the int and everything, I think I have already shared in almost all the WhatsApp groups. Okay, if you don't have this, these are the stuff. Okay, you can text me on WhatsApp so that I can share. So integer in the sense, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's my mobile number 9160567890. So integer in the sense 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9160. Double in the sense 12.34, 34.56, 91605.67890. Only the difference between these two, both are numbers, but this is a decimal number. This is like a whole number, straight number, decimal number and the whole number. Simple. Okay. So string nothing but like text. String nothing but like a text. Boolean in the sense like true or false, yes or no, check or uncheck, nothing. I mean something. Okay. Null is like nothing, none, empty, different. So element ID is like element ID. I mean ID of every element. So the inputs, what they are, I mean, what you're going to connect, these are one of the part of this simple integer or double or string or boolean or null or something. If you know how to, what is this exactly expecting? Oh, pivot dot elements dot element. Oh, it means it is expecting an element. So go and connect the element only. Strong on it. Go and connect exactly the element. Simple. If it is expecting like a parameter name, so when I hover the cursor on this, the name of the parameter whose value you want to obtain. Okay, now that's called description. It is, I mean, in the treasure hunt game, I have two clues here. In the same like chit, like we have a two hints here. The first hint is a description, and the second hint is a data type. So the string. Okay, so string. So what do you mean by string? I don't know. Let me go and check. String. Oh, string in the sense like a text. So I have to connect a text. But what text it is? Parameter name. Okay, parameter name. I know what do you mean by parameter name. Mark parameter name, comments parameter name, or level parameter name, like whatever. So I have to connect the parameter name in a string format. Oh, so it is expecting an element. No, let me connect an element. Let me connect an element and select the model element and get the cable tray, and I want to get the length information, length. Okay, what happened? So that is a string. No, let me type a string. So my second hint. Okay, and I'll type length length and connect this to this. So it's giving you the 4760. If I want to get n number of elements, so I'll get n number of elements here. I'll connect select. I mean, this is a singular. This is a singular. I'll select model elements. I have some other node called select model elements. So I can select n number of elements and connect the elements to that element here. Simple. Okay. So this is the way you're supposed to understand the inputs. There are n number of inputs again here. Oh, it is asking a view. It is asking an element. What is that element? Oh, so in which view you want me to tag? What are the elements to be tagged? So where are the tag locations? You have to get the points. Here, the logic is I know the element, but I don't know the points, how to get the point. Very easy. For example, I have an element, guys. I have an element here. I have a light. I have another light here. So I have another light here. So what I do by using some sort of a techniques, I'll get the center point of the each and every light. Now to place the tag, I need like y value like 100. Okay, and from here to here, the x value again 100, like minus 100, and again 100 minus 100, 100 minus 100. So now I want to create a point here. So by using sort of a nodes, I'll create a dummy point. So these points are going to be connected to this tag location. So simple. So you should know like how to create the tag points from the base of this center point. Simple. Now tag type, what kind of a type it is exactly? I mean, you have some sort of a tag types, you'll get it. And what is the horizontal distance? So the horizontal distance, how much it is? You want to go with 100 or like 50 or something. So do you want me to add a leader? Yeah, I want to add a leader something. Is it a link instance? No, it is a live only. Okay. So do you want me to run the script now? Yeah, please run it. Simple. If you understand the way actually it is asking, I mean, it is, it is asking the inputs, you can easily get it. viewports dot create by point. Oh, I can create, I mean, it is going to create a viewports in a sheet. So where are the views? Where are the sheets? In which sheets you want me to place the views? And where are the points exactly? If you connect the points list and if you choose, I mean, I have a 10 sheets and I have a 30 views. So place the three views in each and every sheet, like total 30. And where are the points? So when I connect the points to it, it will place exactly into the respective points. I don't understand, Rajesh, why the points list here. For example, this is a title block. Let's say this is just like a title block. Okay. So this is my like information place. Okay. So from here to here, I want to place three views actually. So I need a center point here. I need a center point here, and I need a center point here. So this center point is for this to place this view, and this center point is to place this view, and this is the center point to place this entire view is a center point. So how do you create these center points? There are different strategies. So you can use those strategies and place the points and connect those points. Connect these 3 points to this, and connect the 10 sheets to this, and connect the 30 views to this. Simple. So it will create, I mean, it will place the viewports for everything. Worksets dot create, views dot create dependence. So when you connect a view and dependent names, how many, I mean, how many dependents, dependent views do you need, and what are the names of it? Okay, and everything. If you want to create a line style, so each and every input which is expecting, it is very clear. I mean, if you understand in a in a kid standard of mindset, not like an engineer, not like something. Okay, act like a kid. If you're learning any tool, you should be act like a kid, because everything should be looks new to you. Okay, and we especially train the people like like the spoon feed, complete like a spoon feed. Okay, until unless you understand the concept, we don't leave you on the day. Understand? Okay, well, so learning should be like the highway, not like a guard road like that. This, okay, it should not be like a clumsy. Okay, now the node finding is that, and the dot notation concept. What do you mean by dot notation? Element dot type name, element dot get type, element dot get type, element dot element type, element dot. See, we have a element dot type name, element dot get. This is called this is called again strategies. Strategies. Okay, fine. Element dot type name, element dot get type, element dot get type, and element dot element type. So what is this? If I connect any element to this, it will return the type name. If I connect the element to this, it will give you the type name. When I connect the element to this, it returns the type name. When I connect the element to this, it returns the type name. It means for every single node, at least we have an alternative node. Alternative nodes. Okay. So where is my in the node finding concept itself, we have a different stuff, like how to find the nodes. And with the I mean, there is a process called alternative node finding. Okay, so once you started finding, you understand what are the data types. Okay, you have understand the node behaviors. Okay, so node states, I'll explain you. The dot notation is nothing but most of the people get confused. So when I select a model element, select the tree, um, object.type. Let me connect this to this. It is saying that reveal.elements.unknown element. Oh, is it? Select model element. Let me select reveal.elements.floor. Okay. Now it's saying reveal.elements.floor. Is it? Okay. Let me draw a wall. select the model element and connect this to this Revit.elements.wall. So the dot is nothing but like I have a dot here, I have another dot here, I will be having another dot next to it, I will be having another dot next to it. So what is this called? The dot notation strategy. Dot notation strategy. So dot notation is a very, very important concept, and all the concepts which I'm explaining you here, I mean in just like not even 30 minutes. From the 30 minutes, I have explained like node finding, the data types and some other stuff. Actually, each and every concept will explain in 2 hours. Every single concept has to be explained in 2 hours. In just 1 hour or 1.5 hours, you can't understand the entire secrets behind the Dynamo. Okay. Well, but I just want to explain you everything like what you have and how to start yourself something with the basic understanding. Okay. Well, the dot information, these are like, alternative node finding. If you have something, let me mute everyone. Okay. Yeah. If you have something, and if you want to, and if you want to play with some, you already have some x information in it, but you want to extract some x of, I mean, 1 of x, 2 of x, 3 of x, or 4 of x. So you have to go in detail. Okay, in detail. So in that case, I will be using like a dot notation strategy. Let me show you a simple Revit API There is a model, language model, API model, okay, like Revit API model. So what do you mean by like someone asked me like just 30 minutes ago, what is a Revit API? So API in the sense application programming interface. Application programming interface. For this Revit application, there is a programming interface, not the front face, not the front face, programming interface. Okay, so what we are playing with is like a UI, user interface. We are playing with a Revit UI, but the developers will play with a Revit API, application programming interface. Our UI is completely different, and their UI is completely different. It's not called UI. They don't have any images. They don't have they can't see the images. They can't see the lines, nothing. But still they can program something. So that is called Revit API. For us, it is a Revit UI. So you are Revit UI users, and you are going to a Revit API user now. Fine. So I am using 2024, right? When I click on 2024, now which is showing me the code, entire code of Revit, to develop a Revit application. If I dump all these namespaces into a single application, I will be the, I will be the application user for another application called something like Revit. I'll create a Rovit. I'll create a write something. Okay, so I can create my own application and dump all the code into that. And I have another application similar to, I'm just like cloning. I can clone the same Revit. I can clone the same Revit application and name Revit something else. Understand? Okay. So Autodesk.Revit.application services, Autodesk.Revit.attributes, Autodesk.Revit.db. So inside the DB, Autodesk.Revit.db.analysis. So inside the DB, I have another structure. Like it is nothing but like a folder structure. Okay, let me explain. In the Autodesk folder, in the Autodesk folder, in the Revit, there are set of folders. So in the Revit folder, application services folder. So inside the application services, like I have some files. I want to play with those files. I want to play with those set of files. So simple. Okay. So inside, for example, Autodesk.Revit.db.architecture. So when I enter into this, so inside the architecture, I have some like fascia, else like I have a post pattern, I have a railing, I have a room, I have a room tag, I have a stairs. So I have a staircase. Okay. So I have something like, let me type wall. So I have a wall class in it. So I have wall class in it. Okay. So inside the wall class, these are the functions. We have a different term. I don't want to use those terms. Let it be functions for now. Okay, these are the functions I can play with. These are the actions I can play with. Okay, so I want to play with, I want to get the type of a wall, get the type ID of a wall. I just want to check what is the material volume of the particular wall I have selected. So I want to get the, I want to flip the wall, I want to delete the walls. Okay, so there are a number of options here. So when I just click on any function, I can see the code behind it. I can see the code behind it. Okay, element class. Again, if I want to play with a cable tray class, cable tray class. Okay, when I can just click on a cable tray. So where are these cable trays are coming from? Electrical namespace. It means they have segregated. They have segregated. It's nothing but like, Revit.elements.wall. It is coming from an architectural stuff. Revit.elements.floor. It is coming from an architectural stuff. When I connect this to this, it's coming from a MEP stuff, and it is showing like it's unknown element. There is a reason why it is showing unknown element. Okay, so these inputs are called, primitive data types. I'm sorry, application specific data type. It is Revit data types. Okay, now I hope you understand every input. Now, if they are not connected properly, that's fine. If you connect the right inputs, that returns that returns the actual value. If not, it is expecting something and you couldn't understand properly, and when you connected something wrong, how it acts. Let me show you. This is what my name is a node. I have a node called my name is a node, and that is expecting three different inputs. It is expecting three different inputs. So if you connect these three inputs in a right way, in a correct way, it will work very, very perfect. It's called active node. So now it is what it is saying. I've been waiting for you to bring me gifts. So let's see what you are going to bring. Like gifts are nothing but like an inputs. So then it needs some sort of an help. What do it mean? It needs inputs. So if you connect the right inputs, it's saying that you're a genius. You understand my inputs and connecting them exactly as what I was expecting. Okay, so the node will be happy, and it returns the right. It returns the right value, the right output as you are expecting. What if something wrong? You have connected, you understood like two inputs, and you didn't understand the third input, and you have connected something wrong. Then that would be a problem. You need some training to handle me. It's saying that you need some training to handle me to understand my needs. So the node understand only certain specific inputs. This is not error again. You don't need to panic in every single case, because it's a new tool. Of course, if something went wrong, you may scare. Okay, don't play on the live models. I don't suggest you to play on a live model. If you want to test anything on your live model, detach it, detach your project, and open the Dynamo and start playing in it. If it went well, that's fine. If not, doesn't matter. Anyways, it's not you're not disturbing any live model. I used to, correct like a lot of like Revit models. Revit live projects. Okay, when I was learning. So I don't suggest you to do the same. Go with the detached mode. Okay. So this is just like these kind of orange color nodes are, very friendly nodes, to be frank, because they're trying to help you. When you hover the cursor on this, it will give you a hint. It will give you the hint. When you hover the cursor on this, it will give you the hint. So what do you, I'm expecting input for this. You have connected this. I'm expecting input to this, and you have connected something. And I'm expecting this, and you have connected something. So that something is, if it is matching, I'm expecting input one like a integer, like a number, and you connected number. Very happy. I'm expecting another number. Another input. It is like an element. So you connected element. Very perfect. So I'm expecting like some element which is like a string, and you have connected a integer like a number. There it is clearly showing you here. When you hold the cursor on this, it will show you very clearly. So you don't need to panic. You should understand again. Where is that? The data types. the data types only. The entire, the script keeps on roaming at only one place. It's called data types. Start learning. Start learning with the data types. Okay. So in my training, with only, you can start writing your scripts from the third day itself. I'm not joking, seriously. From the third day itself, you can start writing very basic stuff, very basic stuff like getting some like element information or set a value to set of information from the third day very confidently, not like very complicated stuff. It will take at least a month to write all this. Okay, fine. So I think this part is very clear to you. This part is very clear to you, right? It is expect these are inputs, and for every input, when I hover the cursor on this, it will give you the hints. So if you understand these three hints and connect it to the right inputs, very perfect. Up to here, this is clear. The output part, it means whatever, it based on the output. The output, it is not constant again. Based on the inputs, the output keep on varying. Okay, fine. So even though you have connected, for example, let me show you simple. Okay, so I have placed like three different nodes here, and I want to play with select model elements. Let me see what's happening. I'm expecting to see something here. Select model elements. No. VV, turn off, and let me just get only the cable trays. Okay, I need only the cable trays. Select model elements. Let me select only the cable trays. I selected all the cable trays here. So I'm just asking, select this. Okay. I'm asking, I want to get all the length information of this. So string, I'm asking again what we have done before. Now I'm doing with the number of elements. Sometimes what happen, when I connect this to this. Okay, fine. Huh, what's wrong? Where did something I have actually 66 elements, but actually it's supposed to get 66 output, but why it isn't returning? I don't know the reason. Let me try. I'll try with some other node. I'll try with some other node. Oh, it got 66 items. Oh, very clear. Even this is an element dot get parameter value by name. This is also element dot get parameter value by name. What's wrong in it? When I connected the same this to this, it is showing you only one output. Here it is showing like 66 output. It means for all the elements, it's getting the length value, but not for the first one. Why? Why? This is called lacing. Okay. This is called lacing. That's called lacing. Okay, lacing. So lacing is a one of a dangerous concept in the entire Dynamo. And there is a one more, like it's like a villain. In every programming language, we have a villains for sure. Okay, so this lacing is a one of a villain. If you don't know how to handle him, gone. Seriously gone. Your data will be gone. Okay. Your heroine will be gone. Seriously. Okay. Your hero will be gone. Will be killed. Like how you're killing your own projects. So it will be exactly the same. Okay. So he is a first villain. There is another villain again. It is called list levels. It's called list levels. Okay. You will come to learn in the training part. Okay. So anyways, I don't need to explain that here. So what is the main reason here why it is not accepting element or get parameter? Element or get, same thing, but there is small difference that you can't notice. That is this part. Okay, that's this part. Okay, well, that is this part again here, and that is this part again here. The reason why I explained here, because I've seen most of the people learn through any like YouTube videos or something. In those videos, it is very clear. They've done that. There's very actually the script has to be explained in 30 minutes, but that guy have done in just like 3 minutes. In that 3 minutes, I've already it's like set everything and they started explaining and when you're trying to clone exactly the same script, it is working for him, but it's not it won't work for you. You don't know the reason why it is exactly. When he's trying to when he's placed a node, you can't find this node even in your library even. Okay, for example, like there is a let's say get parameter value by name. He type get parameter value by name. When I type get parameter value by name, when I type get parameter value by name, I don't have this element dot get parameter value by name. I don't see any node such node here. Reason, again, there are no spaces here, and here this guy added spaces. So even you're not cloning the right stuff, what is there in the video. Okay, because it's just like instead of 30 minutes video, it's just like 3 minutes video. You can't observe everything very clearly for every single set of node what it is done over there and what you have to do. That is the reason if you are to play with like 100 elements, it can be play with only one element. Sometimes what happen, you want to play with only 10 elements, but it is applying for all the rest of 900. I mean, like if you have 1,000 elements, you want to set sort of a value to the only 10 elements, but the rest of the 990 elements have already the data. But whenever you have applied something, what it happens, it disturbs the 990 elements. That went wrong. So these kind of things be done. So you have to be very, very careful while you're playing with the lacing concepts. Remember, okay. What are the other things like we have? Okay, anatomy of a node. What we are seeing now. Where is it? Okay. So this is done, this is done. When I hover the cursor on this, it is giving you the description. Okay. It is giving you the description and it is giving you what it is actually expecting. So original node name is element.get parameter value by name. Description get the value of the one of the elements parameters, and element.get parameter value by name parameter name, which is in a string format. Okay. And I mean, we are next to blah blah blah. There is something. Okay, it's fine. So here output I have explained already. The lacing I already explained. Shortest, longest cross product. Nothing but this is the shortest, this is the longest, and this is a cross product. Okay, so I'm done with this. Here, very important stuff again. Of course, I'm always saying like very important, every single concept is an important. I mean, for example, you are good at node finding, you're good at playing with data types, you're good at node behaviors, understanding the node behaviors, but you're good at almost like 9 concepts except filtering. Still, you will be considered as a zero, completely zero. You understand? You're not an expert. Expert in the sense you should be good at everything. Should be good at everything. Okay, every single concept. Okay, so mhm. So this is object dot function name. Object dot function name. Okay, first one will be always like what you are going to play with, what you are going to play with, what you are going to create, what you are going to be. I mean, from where you are going to extract. Here, like what should I do? Element dot create. I want to create an element, so I'll use next create to the next word. I want to create a point, so point dot create. Point dot create. I want to create a list. So list dot create, or else list space create or something. Okay. So I want to create line. So line dot create. So, okay, that's fine. This is very clear. Now I want to extract some information. Element dot get the parameter value. Element dot get the location. Get the location. Element dot get the height of it. Element dot get the length of it. Element dot get the level of it. So these all are called extraction, extracting information. So create is a function, location is a function, height is a function, length is a function, level is a function. These all are called functions. Whatever next to the object, okay, whatever you're going to type, they are like functions. Very easy, guys. I mean, it's not that tough to. Don't use the default one. Don't use the default one. Of course, for traditional process, you're supposed to, but in our training, we'll be using this. So I have an element. Let me type element, and I want to get the location. I type location. So it is giving me some sort of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 nodes. Out of the 6 nodes, may one of the node will definitely work, but I don't know which one is exactly. That comes with an experience. That comes with the way you, I mean, for you have been placed the same node for n number of times. If your memory is good, I mean, you can remember everything. If you're not like a short-term memory patient like me, then the experience comes to you. I mean, you can deserve the same. Like what you're exactly expecting, you'll deserve the right output. Seriously. Okay. So you'll get the perfect notes and how to connect everything. Sure. If your memory power is good. Okay. Now I want to get the type of it. I want to get the type of it. Oh, there are so many nodes here, but only one or two of the nodes will work here. Don't know which is the right one exactly, but you should have a patience. For every developers, the developers are like, they are like babas. They should have a, of course they are more frustrated also if they don't get something, if they are expecting something to be done, if it's not, they become angry. Okay. So the first quality for the BIM automation person is like a patience. You should have a patience to learn everything from the scratch. Okay. So by name can be copied, hover the cursor on it, see what is this, what is this, what is this, what is this, what is this. No description available. Most of the nodes, there are no descriptions. There is no other option. You just have to simply click and understand this, that, everything. Oh, no, sorry, this one. Okay, so everything. You have to understand very clearly. Okay, well, what else? Element dot name, element dot name. Oh, Rivet dot elements dot name, synthetic dot serialize dot Rivet dot serial element. So remove from list. I have some sort of names here, but you will definitely get it. For example, I want to get I want to play with the work sets. So let's say work sets or whatever. Okay. So I want to create a line. I can create a line. I want to type a line. So for every single uh, process in, for example, manage, I want to create a project parameters. I want to create a project parameter. So when I just click on new, these are the inputs it required. Name, the type of it, and is it an instance or not? Is it a project parameter or shared parameter? For what categories do I need? If I type project parameter, create a project parameter. See, I have. And the same inputs, what it is clearly showing you the parameter name, group type, is it an instance or what? Category list, and under which group it has to be. Specify the particular type like text or integer number, whatever. the same information, instead of you're doing there, let me do it. Let me show it again. Project parameters, create new. Okay, let me compare this to, oh my goodness. Okay, anyways, leave that as it is. So parameter name, this is the one. Group name, this is the one. Specific type, data type, this is the one. So group type, this is another group, no, under this. Instance, type or instance, connect this to this. Category list, this is the one. So if you connect exactly the right stuff, it will create a project parameter. It will create a project parameter. If you give 100 parameters at the same time, it will create the 100 parameters. You no need to click, enter. You are going to avoid all this like clicks, hundreds of clicks, thousands of clicks with single stuff. Okay. So this is what clear. So most of you don't have any, I don't say there is no in the Dynamo, to be frank. Okay, but don't expect the same, because the Dynamo has a limitations. The Dynamo has a limitations. You can't. It is not a. It's not a magic tool. Even the person who developed this Dynamo, they have given some controls you can play up to some extent. So if you are a beginner, you don't face any such kind of a problems like array, I can't do this. No, I can't. I mean, when you are in the initial stage, you will be getting everything. But once you started getting a more experience and started playing with the complicated stuff, you may realize, okay, it can't do with this kind of a stuff. So that in that cases, you need the API help. That's called Revit API. So then you started playing with the coding. Then you started playing with the coding. What do you mean by Revit API? How can I take that help? Very seriously. I mean, in the there are two stages. This is the first stage. This is the first stage. Okay. The stage one, it is like a dynamo. It's like a dynamo. The stage one is a dynamo. The stage two, it is a Revit API. Like I can see the code. Array, whatever that you are seeing in the properties, it's seriously nothing. There is no information in it. I can't see the element ID information. I can't see the point XYZ information here. I can't see any information. Bullshit, seriously. I have around 20 to 30 parameters in the instance, and I have a 20 to 30 parameters, not even. See, I have like 5 or 10 parameters in the type parameters. But once you started being like acting like a the the BIM developer, you have a more strength. The information that you see inside the properties palette, it is not even a 5%. Let me show you. Let me show you. Select VB. Select everything. I can see everything. Let's say select this light. Select the light. Oh, very small light. Okay. So very small light, and I'll say Snoop selection. This is the properties palette. This is the properties palette. Okay. Now, if I want to get the name of this, if I want to get the ID of this, so let me give you the hint, element. Okay. In the Dynamo, how we are using dot something, no element dot location. Before, as I explained, element dot location, element dot name, element dot something. Same thing which is happening here. Element dot ID, it returns this. If I'm asking element dot level ID, it will say at which level it is. Element dot location, it will give you the XYZ values. When I hit enter, and if I look into this, then I have an XYZ value information here. So element dot name, oh, this is like 300 into 1200 into 120. I can see the properties palette. Okay, this is the family instance, and this is the ID of it, 801852. Where is the ID? 801852. So element dot parameters. When I put a dot next to the parameters, I mean, sorry, next to the element and type parameters, it will give you the parameters information. So whether element dot pinned, is the element pinned? No, not pinned. So is that element can be logged? Yes. Have assigned with something? Yes. So which is the work set here? Every single information I have here. Not only this, this is not even Rajesh, even this has around some 50 or 50 parameters extra maybe. Then you said like we have only 5. No, this is not the complete data. When I hit enter into the bounding box, again I have another properties palette. When I just click on the transformer, again I have another set of properties palette. Oh my goodness. I'll just category. When I click on the lighting fixtures, I have another set of properties palette. So OST lighting fixtures. Okay, that's a default built-in category. So this is the code for this. Like if you are good at Kobe, you will come to know for lighting fixtures, this is the hash code. Okay, element ID. When I just click on element ID, again, I have a different set of data in it. For example, location point. See, I can see the X value, Y value, and the Z value. And this is in the 3.14 like rotation degrees. Okay. Okay. Let me close this. Parameters. When I click on, see, these are the, for this, I have an area parameter, I have a category, I have a circuit number, I have a comments. So you can able to see when I just click on the comments, you can see the value. What about mark? Yeah, when I click on mark, the value is 51. But rest of all the information that you can't see that. You can't see in the Revit properties, either in a type or instance, you can't see. Okay, so this is the actual hidden information, and we are going to extract and play with. If you can't find a sort of input that you're actually looking for, I mean there are a set of nodes that you're actually looking for, then there is no other option. You have to come back to Revit. Okay, I mean Revit, and open that Snoop selection and get the code. I mean in the level 2 training program, I mean stage 2 training program, and then you will be get it. Node states. I already explained the node states. Oh, actually I'm in the mid of this. So freeze or preview, there are a few more states. I mean, if you download any scripts from somewhere, so what happens? The nodes won't work because you don't know there is a state called, freeze or, freeze or preview. If I play with something, it's giving you the value, no? Let me deselect this. I just freeze this. So when I'm trying to connect this to this, it's not returning anything. You downloaded this script from any external websites. When you're trying to play with it, it's not working. This is working. This is not working. Even this is also working, but this node is not working. But you don't know why this is in a different shade, why this is still saying like a function, because that is in the free state, or else it has to preview something, but you can't see the preview in the Dynamo. The reason, there are different states. Okay, so you have to understand those, and this is purely called an error. In this case, there are different kind of errors. I can't explain everything in a single webinar. Okay, so these are dangerous. These you have to look into each and every aspect very clearly, and why it isn't working, what is the problem over there, you have to fix it by yourself. Okay, so mm, okay, fine. So I have explained almost everything. So I am revealing everything here. Node states, custom node in the sense, you can create your own nodes. You can create your own definitions like this. You can create something like sheets. You can create something like list create. You can create a different box of yours on your name. Like for example, whoever here, Sushil, like Sushil dot levels dot create, Sushil dot spaces dot create type. For example, create tag, let's say Tarakram dot create tag. Okay, something. So before this function, before the node name, your name will be added before the name. Your name will be like, viewports dot create by viewport, like Jishan dot create by point or something. It could be. Okay. So this is how exactly. So 3D view create. Okay. So if I like we have a Thiru WLE. So Thiru WLE create. Okay. So something which is similar to it. Okay. So how do you create all this? It is a matter. Hmm. Custom node. List management. Very, 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 very important. If you because generally you don't play with one single object. Just a second. Just a second. Okay. List management. List management is nothing but we are not, I mean, if why we are using the Dynamo, I have a lot of things to be repetitive things to be done. Array, Baba, from the morning till evening, the same task, 8 hours duty. I'm completely bored. The same like cable tray modeling, the same duct modeling, array, the same diffusers placement, like sprinklers placement. Can't I do it in just one single click? Yes, that's that's what actually companies are looking for. But there is something dangerous behind it. If you could do everything, using the automation, maybe your jobs now, in a danger state because you by using your automation, it has to be done in a week. I mean, it has to be done in a week but with the help of automation, you just do it. You just did it in just 1 hour. So you are going to leave. The company is going to leave you like 1 week before. Do you understand? So these kind of a things will be there. Of course, you are upskilling yourself, and if you are started up, I mean, if you are upskilling, like how, I mean, the people are saying artificial intelligence ruins a lot of. I'll tell you one thing. In my company, I used to have around 18 peoples, 18 people. Okay, like most of them are like developers. Except these developers, I have a trainers and I have a project people. Those are around 33 people again. So what do we do? I mean, like after this open AI, like ChatGPT and everything, we have removed almost like 8 to 9, 8 people it seems. Now the strength is 9 or 10. This is how it is. Why? Because we used to kill like a time to create a script for like hours. After using this ChatGPT or some other we have other platforms. Using that, we could write the same code in just matter of like 1 or 2 minutes. Refining, it will kill around like 30 minutes. But in 30 minutes, we can sell the same script for 25,000, for 50,000, for 1 lakh also. You understand? Okay. So why that is? Because it's going to save a lot of time to the companies. So they're accepting it. They don't have another option. Instead of hiring a person temporarily and once the project is done, sitting them on a bench for like 1 or 2 months. So they are hiring the BIM developers. They're approaching the BIM developers for like freelancing or whatever. Okay. Well, anyways, that's a different story. So why you are doing all this, like you are upskilling yourself to get the better salaries in the industry. Okay, trust me, BIM automation is going to be a future, whether you believe it or not. Not only in our sector, every sector, automation always rules, and it ruins as well the people like jobs or something. Okay, so secure yourself. Like if you wish to get into this automation, start learning now. Okay, not like after 1 year, because 4 5 years ago no one knows Revit, but now every engineering student knows what is a Revit. That will be like someone will sit with the better package. I mean, the person who is working under you, once he started learning the automation, he will be a boss to you, even though forget about your experience. The person who is working under you, having like 2 3 years of experience, if they started learning, and they may like demand you, I mean, to do that this with the help of this automation and everything. Okay, so start uh, because uh, you know I have tried around like 750 candidates so far. I haven't introduced myself even from the beginning. Okay. Well, anyways, it's not important. So I have tried around like more and I mean, I think everybody have received the feedback. What the and those are not a fake reviews, guys. Seriously, I mean, we are started scaring now. After looking into many reviews, like you know, uh, they're generating the fake reviews. You can go and review their uh, names with go and search in a LinkedIn. You will definitely find a person, okay, and approach them directly, or else go and check their certifications. You may find their certification. Okay, fine. So uh, we have 100% successful, the positive rate. I mean, like the way we tried into a spoon feeding completely. There is no other like word that you say than a spoon feeding. Training is going to be completely like a spoon feeding. Okay, fine. So, I mean, let me finish. We don't have a time. It's already 10 o'clock. Okay, the list management. If you want to play with n number of items, the concept called list management. And if you type a list in this, okay, what happened? Control F. Yeah. Okay. So start typing Control F, and if I say list, if I type list, there are at least 1,000 nodes, more than 1,000 nodes that you can see here. More than 1,000 nodes that you can see here. More than like 500 to 1,000 nodes we have here. So list.combinate, list.force, list.kickflip, list.create, list.replace wherever there are nulls. So count and repeat. So add prefix to the items. So add do all the duplicate item indices. So all true, any null in the list. So you're not going to play with a single object. You're going to play with the multiple items. You're going to play with the multiple data, the data which is coming in a list form. Okay, so what you are going to do, you are going to play with a list. If you are playing with a single item, why do you go with an automation? You will be playing with multiple items all time, all the time. Okay. So the list management is a very, 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 very important. You have to go through with each and every single concept while you're playing with the list. Filtering. Okay. So the last one for today, it is filtering. Filtering is nothing but if I'm having like thousands of elements, but I don't want to play with all the elements. I want to play with only 10 elements, or I want to play with only 100 elements. Out of 1,000, how can I filter those 100 elements? For example, let me show you very basic stuff. Okay. I'll show you the basic script, like how the filtering works. Select model elements. Select, select. If I type something wrong here, it is not even showing me that. Select model elements because I'm already having the data here, no? Where is it? Here. Delete. I'm already having like 66 elements here. Okay. So I want to play with this all are like cable trace. I want to filter the ducks. I mean sorry, the trace by get parameter value by name, get parameter, get parameter value by name. So elements and string, like while I typing a length information here. So I don't want to play with all the cable trays here. I don't want to play with all the cable trays. I want to play with only the cable trays which are bigger than 10,000. The value which is bigger than 10,000, I want to play with. So I will be using set of functions like math operators or something. Just give me a minute. This guy, just okay. I'm sorry. So when I connect the data to this, okay, now I want to check with the number. So that is a number format. No, I'll type number here. and I'm asking about 10,000. So now it is cross checking. I'm having a list of numbers. So every single number it will check with like this. Is Let me check one. Okay, now it is cross checking. In the X list, the first number is 7059. Is 7059 bigger than 10,000? No. Is 8,725 bigger than 10,000? No. So 5,880 is bigger than 10,000? No. So what it happens when I connect this, instead of saying no, 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 it returns like false. False are nothing but no. And yes, nothing but like true. So the sixth index value that returns true. That is true. That is true. Okay, fine. Let me see the rest where I can see the bigger elements. Again, the same 24th element. Rest of all of them are like 24th element and 26th element. Okay, fine. I'm done. So how can I get only the true values? I mean, I want to play with these elements, not with all the elements. Okay. This is just only one single strategy I'm explaining you. So I'll use like filter by Boolean mask. I'm using because filter no. So when I hover the cursor on this, it is clearly saying list of booleans. These are booleans and they are in a list. So list of booleans, very clear. List to filter. Okay, I want to filter the elements. I want to filter the elements. Now see cable trace. Now when I hover the cursor, I have a two boxes here, inbox, outbox. So inbox represents, when I hover the cursor on this, what it is saying, items whose mask index is true. Okay. So wherever there is a true, it will be into the in element. I mean in the inbox. Oh, is it? Sixth index value 802,669. 802,669. Very good. So there is a one more. True. 24. Okay, 24. Let me see. I mean, I'm just cross-checking whether it's correct or not. 24. 802784. 24. 802784. 802784. Let me check 802784. Oh, is that? That's 02784. So all these elements, like how many trues? Let me check. List count true. So when I connect this to this, it's giving me a total 7 items. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 items. The 7 items. Just give me a second again. Just give me a second. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, total 7 items here. So as it's saying like 7 number. So I got 7 items. And if I want to play with, or else if I want to set sort of a colors to this, I just want to see that in the model. Okay. So element color override or something. Let me check. Element dot color override. Override color. Override color in view or something. Let me play with. Yeah. For example, these elements, I want to see that in a red color. Color dot red. Yep. Then I can go and see the trays that are in a red color. Notice that? Did you notice that? So rest of the elements should be in a cyan color or something. So I will be playing with a out. So Control C, Control V. I want to play with outlist and the color something like color dot uh, green, color dot green or something. Let me cut this to this. Rest of all the elements are in a green color. Is this clear? So this process is called just filtering, and we have n number of strategies. I mean, if I give you the same task, for example, Sushil will do it in another way, Said will do it in another way, Thiru will do it in another way, Vijay will do it in another way. There are n number of strategies. This is not constant. You have, I mean, I'm not exactly saying you can be doing this only in this way. You can do it in your own ways. Okay. So I have used like, um, you know, uh, I use like a math function operators. Okay. What if I want to do that in a coding part? I can do it in a very, different process. Like, let me type elm dot get. Don't get panic again now. This is called design scripting. What you're going to learn um, in the level one, in the stage one training, you're going to learn even this. Okay, this is not a Python. This is not a C sharp. This is not any programming language. It is especially designed for the Revit and Dynamo. Okay, it's called design scripting. Element.get parameter value by name, and let me get the length information. Okay, so when I'm connecting this to this, so it's getting the length information. I'm not playing with any nodes here. I'm playing with the code directly. So if it is greater than 10,000, I'm asking again if now it returns true or false. This step. See, so I used this function here and the number here, and I want to use the filtering boolean mask. So what I do, question mark. So I want to get elements. If not, return null something. Now see, I got 802.669, 802.784, 802.787. Let me check. Um, yeah, how many trays are there? I can count like how many elements I have here. I want to clear rest. ds core dot. Let's dot clean. Open the bracket. Open the bracket and close it. Now see, only 6 elements. Only 6 elements. Simple. Now I'm sorry, like I have a total 7 elements. So instead of writing all this, set of nodes, just simplified in one single node. It is called design scripting. This is called design scripting. Okay, the same filtering concept. Actually, where is the another one? This is another key. This is not a key concept. It is an additional option. Okay, where this is really important, guys, because before you enter into, um, I mean, in the stage when you're going to see, the Dynamo and the design scripting, and in the level two, Dynamo is a no code where you don't write single line of a code. In the same set of, the level one training, there is a design scripting. So it is an half code process. It's not a full code. It is not a full code. Okay, let me ask the same thing, the chat GPT, how the Python code looks like. So now I'm asking, see that carefully. Act as a Revit, Revit, uh, Python developer. Earlier it was like Dynamo developer. See, earlier it was like a Dynamo developer, but now I'm asking act as a Python developer. Python developer. Okay. Now comma. I'm asking very clearly, like I'm having set of like list of cable trays, and I want to filter the cable trace. I'm sorry, stop generating. Let me edit that in full. I want to filter the cable trace which are bigger than 10,000 length. Simple. Okay. So let's say click on submit. Now it returns very clear. So it has given the code and cable trace. So CT1 length 8,000, CT2 length 8,000, 12,000. So CT4 cable return length, very good, very good. So this is, no, actually there are different ways to ask. I can, this is not a right prompt. this is not a right prompt. There are a set of strategies how to ask it exactly. Now, when I say control C, RPD, so when I type this, so I mean, I have written something here. Act as a Revit Dynamo developer. I don't know how to ask this question. Will you please help me drafting a correct question to get the desired output? So after this, I will enter this and hit with Python developer, remove this and hit enter. Now this will not return you the result. It will ask you, I mean, it will give you the prompt, the question how to ask exactly. I have a list of cable trays, each with a name and length property. How can I use Python and Dynamo to filter out the cable trays from the list that have a length greater than 10,000 units? You have to ask like this, not this idiotic question. Okay, so this is the right question you're supposed to ask. Control C, Control V, hit enter. Act as a this. Okay, the same thing. See, even if you ask this in this way, if you ask in this way, it has written you the same thing. But there will be some, the difference between that and this. Okay, if you keep on asking in a different ways, it will give you, but not exactly everything should match. Here out equal to filtered cable trace, where here out equal to filtered cable trace, where I can see some, there is an additional function added here, where I can't see that additional function added here in this. Okay, it differs. I mean, if the way you ask, it's keep on changing. Okay, asking a question in a right way, it returns you the right values for sure. Okay, so these are the concepts, guys. These are the concepts, like uh, if you wish to start learning something, then these are the actual concepts you have to go with. Clear? I hope everyone clear with this. Like what are the things we have to learn something by yourself. Okay, so and our training is in the office. I mean, not in the office hours. After your office hours every day. I mean, in the weekdays 8:30 to 10:30 every day, like 2 hours. First 15 minutes and the last 15 minutes, it's like a Q&A part. And in case due to any project submissions or any work pressure, or if you can't attend, you will get the recorded videos. And we will be working on, I mean, I don't teach any kind of scripts in the training part. Of course, yes, very few. Okay, the reason, my intention is very clear. If I, by teaching the concept, if you know, if you're aware of the concept, with the help of concept, you can create your own scripts. That's what I want. So that is the reason in the level one, I mean, in the stage one, in the stage two, and stage three, will mostly focus on the key concepts, like how it has to be, why it has to be done in the same way, what if it has to be, I mean, what if you have written in a some other way. Okay, and now we have integrated the chat GPT for more, the advancements. So if you don't know something, you don't need to wait for an, the better persons or the technical, I mean, experts. Okay, in the Dynamo experts, like Python experts. No need, seriously. You can come and ask ChatGPT using our prompt engineering techniques. Anyways, that's a part of a training, like the prompt engineering as well. From next month, or I mean, from September 1st, I think we are planning to get that start. Okay, so if you are interested, uh, type in the chat box that if you are interested to join the training program, which is starting from tomorrow. We are expecting tomorrow. Unfortunately, unfortunately, we got a project like yesterday itself. So we are expecting a delay in the training. So I have to inform everyone in the training part. And we have, I mean, they're supposed to start by first week. But due to some like project, I mean, the placements, so we have like extended the training program, and we have interviewed a lot of people to the companies into the automation, and we are into the outsourcing as well. So we trained a lot of people and send the candidates to the companies. Okay, so don't panic about the payment or salaries or nothing. I mean, you'll get the best package than what you're. I mean, it is completely unbelievable number. Okay, I mean, like if you join any some other company with the same designation, or like with some sort of a better, like if you are a modeler acting like a senior modeler, maybe 10 or 15% will be increased, maximum 20%. But once you are into the automation, it's not like changing your designation. You're changing the complete platform from a non-IT background to the IT background. So what happens, whenever it is really required, the IT people. So, I mean, they don't have a relieving, they don't have an exit, nothing in any other companies. Seriously. So, IT background, you can go and check with the people who are into the IT industry. It's very tough to taking them. I mean, the companies want that, even I haven't removed these candidates. I have sent these candidates to our clients since I don't need those people. Okay, for my project, since I have a mastermind, ChatGPT, like generative pre-trained model. So, you know, then I can use those resources for this. Okay. Well, if you need any information, just text me on WhatsApp. Okay. And my number is 9160 and 9160 by adding one number, 5678901 number. It's them. So this is my number. So if you are interested, text me on WhatsApp so that your name will be enrolled and start learning, and don't waste your time uh, for the cost of something. Time is more important than uh, money, seriously. Okay, don't waste your time, because I have total 6.5 years of experience in this, and teaching you all the R&D concepts in the matter of, like 30 days. It's really not possible. That is the reason. Ari, if you can ask me, I can explain 9160 Mauli. Okay, I can teach you the entire concepts in 10 hours also. But it is not exactly the same. It's not exactly the same. Each and every concept should be explained like a kid, like in the kid level of mindset. So like we have a 20 to 30 students in a batch. Seriously, we have 20 to 30 students in a batch, and training them I mean, it's not that easy. Still not that easy. Sometimes the sessions may extend it to 2.5 hours, and 2.5 hours and 3 hours also. Until unless you understand the concept very clear, I don't leave you on the day with n number of examples. If you couldn't understand one example, I'll give you another example. It's still not clear. Again, another example, and again another example, and again another example. Are Baba, until unless you say, Are Baba, leave me. I understand the concept. Please leave me. Then only I'll leave you. Everyone understand. So your journey should be like very smooth, not like uh, not like a bunky roads or something. Okay, so well, anyone have any questions before we end? Anyone have any questions?
Yeah, hi, this is Susil.
Yeah, Sujan.
Uh, yeah, so my first question is about the interface. Whenever I saw any tutorial videos, so
Mm,
always I find difference in interfaces. Uh, can you go back on your screen? If you go back
mm,
on your screen, you have lots of tabs more than us.
mm, mm,
Like monoconcile and different shapes. There are lots of tabs there. So how
mm.
we will bring in our Dynamo?
Those comes with an external installation. there are sort of, we called as a packages, social. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Mm-hmm.
mean, when you install the Rivet, it comes with only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, only 11. So these are, I mean, in
Mm-hmm.
the list of there are add-ons, we have around like 65 to 70 packages I have
Mm-hmm.
installed. So whatever you see the monocle, it's a part of here
Mm-hmm.
in the monocle. Okay, it will be here. For example, if I see the data sheets, it will be
Mm-hmm.
coming from here. If you install a quizzer,
Mm-hmm.
where is a QRS? No, quizzer2. See,
Mm-hmm.
so these are external part. I mean, this comes from external sources. Clear?
So we can download it.
Yeah,
We will
and
get
use it.
this
Yeah, you can
things.
use it. You can use it. And
Okay.
installing is something tricky. Okay, you have to be
Mm-hmm.
very, very careful. I mean, if you install everything into, colors, the virus will
Mm-hmm.
come along with it. And whenever you start opening the
Okay.
Dynamo, it will be corrupted. So I will be sending you sort of
Mm-hmm.
packages which are bug free, because in every
Mm-hmm.
packages at least we have 1 or 2 bugs. Okay, so how to find the bugs and everything you'll be learning in the training. Okay, so what are the packages supposed to be installed? What are the packages not to be installed? So this will be explained in the training
Mm-hmm.
part. Clear? Okay. Any other questions?
Okay.
Anyone?
Hi Rajesh, this is Vijay Kumar.
Yeah, Vijay.
Rajesh, most of things that's explained is based on the Revit. Do you also
Hmm.
have any coursework that focus mostly on Civil 3D and Dynamo?
Same Vijay. Same question. I have a civil
Same.
3D students. The same logic. See,
Okay.
I'm not teaching
Okay.
the Revit. I mean Dynamo for Revit here. I'm teaching you the visual programming concepts. If you learn
Okay.
the
Because
visual
most of the
programming,
examples are based on Revit, so
Of
that's
course,
my
the
question.
examples we have Revit, we will be using Revit here, but the inputs and
Okay.
output and everything you can, I mean, you can play with the Navisworks Dynamo, like you can play with Alias Dynamo, you can play with whatever the tools we have here, let me show you. Uh,
Okay. Okay.
Dynamo,
And yeah.
hmm, bim.org, get the Dynamo.
Mhm.
Okay, so Dynamo, Civil 3D, okay, Advanced Steel, Format, Elias, Robot Structural Analysis. For
Okay.
all this, if you are a Civil 3D user, you can play with the Dynamo Ribbit. The
Okay.
80% the complete structure is the same. The way the
Mm-hmm.
nodes will be different. So simple. The nodes will be different. Civil 3D, you will be playing with mostly like the geometry. Okay, in the Dynamo Ribbit also we have a
Okay.
geometry. You can create a bridge in the
Mm-hmm.
Ribbit. You can create a tunnel in the
Okay.
rivet. You can create a roads in the rivet, and you can create a traction system
Mm-hmm.
in the rivet. So the same strategies you will apply
Mm-hmm.
in the civil 3D as well, infra projects. Simple, no? Hmm?
Okay. Okay.
Well,
Noted on
well.
that. And just last
Hmm,
question before I
hmm.
log in. When are these new sessions going on? Or do you have to call you separately, or can you give
No,
some
text me on
insight on that?
WhatsApp. Text me on WhatsApp, and
Okay.
I'll share you all the payment details and everything. Once you're done,
Okay.
actually the training supposed to start from tomorrow, but still there are some
Okay.
changes again made in this training day. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
1 or 2 days will be there is a delay. Okay, mostly it will from tomorrow.
Mm. Okay.
I'll update everyone
Okay.
by tomorrow itself. Okay, clear?
Okay. Okay. Noted
Okay.
on that.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Rajesh.
Thank you. Any other questions? Anyone? We have
Yeah.
only one
Hi.
more
Hi,
minute.
Rajesh.
Yes, Syed.
Yeah, yeah. Let me finish it. Yeah. How are you?
Yeah, good,
Good to see
Syed.
you
Tell
now.
me. Yeah, good, good.
Yeah.
Tell me,
Yeah.
Syed.
Just familiar. Yeah, familiar with the Dynamo little bit.
Hmm. Hmm.
But the thing is, I just want to get in depth. I just want your suggestion in this case. Like, is it better to learn API or need to continue learn Dynamo? Because I know a bit of Dynamo, but not the design scripting, like the custom notes and all. Not in got in depth. Never had a chance to any companies to get in depth that one. So,
Hmm.
what's your valuable suggestions to get in API or
From
to
how
continue
long you
this
been playing with
journey?
Dynamo?
It's been a year. It's been a year.
Then go with the API. Go with API because
Right.
spending some X amount on the concepts that you have already know, then seriously, no use of learning again from the scratch. Okay, I
Well,
hope you understand every single concept that I've explained today.
Yeah, I know the notes, what you are showing that,
Very perfect.
get
No need.
parameters.
You
Yeah,
can happily go with
familiar,
API.
familiar with that one. Yeah, yeah.
Then you can go
Great
with
to see
API.
you. Thank. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Great
Well,
to see you.
good. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Yeah. And anyone? Almost done?
Hello, hi.
Yeah. Hi, Manas.
Yeah. So first thing I want to ask is, and Dynamo also have a standalone software for that. So there is any difference between that and this Dynamo?
They stopped actually, Manas. Dynamo Studio you're talking about. It was stopped in 2022 itself. 2021 itself. They stopped it.
Okay.
Dynamo Studio. You don't have a standalone software alone. We have one download, which
Okay.
is like a Dynamo Sandbox. This is not for any, this is for testing actually. The people who have a good amount of experience in in the Dynamo, we will use this for testing the updated packages, like what are the advancements in this. So we'll be using for that. See, it's very clear. Test to is the most up-to-date Dynamo features. Okay. So this is a standalone, but
Okay.
this is different. Dynamo Sandbox we have, Dynamo Revit we have, Dynamo Core we have, Dynamo Studio we have. We have 4 different type of dynamos. You'll be learning everything. What is a sandbox? When you will be
Okay.
how you will be playing with the sandbox, how you will play with the Dynamo Revit, how you play with the Dynamo Core, everything you'll be learning in the training program. Guys,
Okay.
this is not.
One more
This is,
thing.
yeah, one
Yeah.
second. This is not a basic training. This is not a intermediate training. This is an expert. I don't have a basic and intermediate things at all. This is a 60 hours training program. Out of the 60, 45 is completely like, the live session, and 15, it is like a complimentary. It's a complementary. It is called geometry. The people who can opt for it, they can claim. I mean, they'll get those. Okay. Well, yeah. Your question?
Okay. Second thing is, like regarding the syllabus or context which are being covered within this
Hmm.
course.
Hmm.
So can we get over the WhatsApp?
Huh. See, these are the concepts that you're going to learn in this entire training program. I think I have already sent
Okay.
you.
Okay.
If you don't receive this, then text me on WhatsApp. So there are a number
Okay.
of concepts that you are with an examples. Okay, so which version to choose exactly? For every single thing, like you have a solution here. Okay, understanding the difference between the versions is essential. Okay, and why, I mean, the integration with the Revit, enabling parameter manipulation, element creation. So there are a number of concepts that you're going to learn in this. Okay,
Okay.
clear?
And regarding the course fee and all.
Text me in WhatsApp so that I can share you. Okay,
Okay. 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 No
clear?
problem for that.
Perfect. So any other questions? Anyone? Or shall we leave? Hmm?
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, what would be the course timing?
Huh, I told you, no, it's every day. I mean, in the weekdays, 8:30 to 10:30. If
Okay,
weekdays, weekends, it's completely, I'm going to give you sort of an assignments. You guys have to do it whether by your own or with the help of ChatGPT. It doesn't matter. I want you to finish it. Okay, clear?
okay, okay, okay.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah, thank you.
yeah, perfect. So, any other questions? Or Ali?
Rajesh, just one quick question. So we don't have classes on the weekend. It's only on the weekdays.
Only on the weekdays. Only
Only
on
on
the
the
weekdays.
weekdays. Okay.
Okay. So
Okay.
5 days a week. It's more than enough. Then, I mean, use those 2 days for your practice because you'll be
Mm-hmm.
definitely overfed with most of the concepts. Most of the concepts. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't
No,
want to
because
let
I
it.
was thinking for working professionals, if it is on the weekend, the class on
Uh-huh.
the weekend, it would be better.
True.
Yeah.
So, but
Because
actually, no.
by, yeah,
But we
no, okay.
have tried with the weekend batches also, but it was a disaster.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously.
Okay.
I mean, For the first week, what I've explained, they forgot everything on the second week itself. So it was completely like, I was banging my head with my monitor like anything.
Okay.
Okay. So
Okay. Okay.
no,
Okay.
no.
No worries.
Okay, fine.
Thank you.
So, any other questions? Who is that person waiting for name here? Waiting for what is shown like. Okay, fine. Thank you so much. I hope this session makes productive for you, and I hope I didn't waste your time today, because today's and one more. Sorry to happy friendship day, everyone, guys. Okay, and waste
Thank
and
you.
Same to you.
wasted
Same to
your
you.
and wasted your.
Same to you, bro.
Thank you, wasted your time also.
Hello,
Okay, yeah, who's
hello,
that?
Rajesh. Can you, yeah, Omkar here, existing student.
Hmm.
You can stop recording. I have one question.
Sure. Yeah.